Hello everyone, it's Debbie again with Yarn Chat and Coffee. Well, no coffee this morning, I just finished drinking and I said, I need to make my 2020 challenge video. So here I am making my video. Alright, let me take my hair down again. I just did all this, my husband called and I wasn't quite done with the video, so I gotta start over. Okay, so yeah, got a lot of hair. Anyway, um, so I'm talking about my 2020 challenge, and I decided that I think I was gonna make some hats and scarves, and I was gonna bring them to the nursing home where my mother stayed. Um, she had had a stroke and lived in the nursing home until she passed. But this is what I used. I used Red Heart Super Saver in this painted desert color. And when I looked at this color, I really wasn't real crazy about it. I mean, it's nice, but when you work it up, it really comes out pretty. So I made this hat, and I'll try it on for y'all. You know, so I don't wear hats, so I think it looks funny on me. But yeah, so I made this hat, and if I remember correctly, I don't, I can't tell you where, but or if I'm right for sure, but I think it is a bag-a-day pattern. Um, Looks very simple. So, but it has this little brim here that's different stitch. Don't even remember what I did, y'all. It's been a while. Because I planned on making more stuff, but I never got around to it. But, so I made this hat. And then I was trying to do the divine cowl, and I couldn't figure out the pattern. I was confused, so I tore that out, and I ended up just doing double crochets. No pattern, nothing from anyone. It's just a double crochet simple scarf. So yeah, so I made that nice and warm. And then someone told me, oh, there's a tutorial on YouTube for the divine hat. And so I figured it out, and I made this divine hat, which came out really nice. I mean, it's funny how different they are. But anyway, so that's what I made. And I, had to hang on to them until um, today. Well, yesterday was supposed to be. I'm a little late with my video. Let me put my hair back up so I can think. I'm sorry, y'all. But, yeah, I can't think when my hair is down because it's extremely long. So that's what I made for my 2020 challenge. And like I said, I'm planning on, because I live in Louisiana and it's not that cold out here. It is cold, I mean, for someone maybe living on the streets or whatever. And the women's shelter, I find, gets so many donations, and it just sits in the... I want it to be used. I'm hoping that the nursing home will actually use these. And then while I have y'all here, because the video's not that long, because I didn't have a whole lot to show, I thought I would show y'all what I decided to do with my temperature blanket. So, okay. Remember I was doing the temperature blanket. I was doing one row for each high in a different color. But because I chose such a wide range of temperature, like I did such a wide range, my temperature blanket was coming out two colors. Plus I live in Louisiana, so the temperature hadn't been changing that much to use different colors. So what I did was I took the other one completely apart. I should have just left it, but I really like what it came out to be. Remember I'm doing the granny square, so I'm doing half of the granny square, one row in the high temperature and the other half in the low temperature. And so it did add a little bit of color, and I really like the way it's coming out. It is very, very pretty. But this is it. This is my new temperature blanket. Now, as you see this lilac here is for 32 degrees and below. So that means it did kind of freeze a little bit here. There's a little frost on the ground. And then there's like 2 days right here that are just this fuchsia color. And that's because the temperature didn't change a whole lot, and so the high and the low hit into that 15-degree range. So, and I did it that way so I wouldn't have to buy so many colors. But if I ever do another one, which I enjoy doing it, but if I ever do another one, I'll probably not make it 15 degrees, more like 7, because 7 would make I think a lot of color. But anyway, so if you see, like this row is blue here, and then I'm changing, like, let's see, where is it at? I'm changing on the corner, so I do half the corner in this one color, and then I do the other half, like I do 3 of the double crochets in the corner, and then when I go to chain 2, I change colors, and I do the other half of the corner, and so I end up with one corner a solid color, and then two corners with a solid color, one in the other color. So you got the lilac here, and then you got the blue on this end, the sky. And then I end up with one corner that is port lilac and port blue on this row anyway, and then the other corner is the port blue and the port lilac. So you end up with 2 corners that are solid color and 2 corners that are half and half. I like it. There's a lot of ends to weave in, of course, so that makes like 4 ends to weave in per row, but I like it. I like that it added some color. And this is just a reminder, it's some Premier Basics it's a 4 worsted weight, 359 yards, 328 meters, 7 ounces, 200 grams, and it's 100% acrylic. And if you're interested in making a scarf in a solid color, because these only come in solid color, and don't have a whole lot of money, these are only $4 a skein, and they are a nice color. Now, I had to buy it on Premier website because, as far as I know, they don't sell them in any stores. I know they were selling them at AC Moore, and AC Moore is closing down. But I really like this. This is the peacock. And then, and then we got the lilac, which I finally got to add. Yay, new color. Because mainly it's the sky blue. The main colors so far is the sky blue, this fuchsia, and then since I've started adding the half and half on each row, this peacock came into play. So so that's what I'm doing now. I'm really liking it. The other thing that I've thought about is, because I'm doing the granny square, it seems like, and I could be wrong, I'm gonna have to measure it, and then when I do my row, measure it again and see how much it grows, that it's growing like an inch. It may not be quite an inch, maybe, because if this side is a half an inch and this side isn't half an inch, when I add, then it grows an inch every day. There's 366 days in this year, and I sat down and I divided it up, and it comes out to 30 feet. I do not want a 30-foot blanket. So I was thinking what I would do is maybe make it into two blankets. So this one would be the first half of the year, and then make a second one for the second half of the year. And then we could, just store the second one. Well, store both of them because my husband's very hot natured, but so. But in the summer, we probably wouldn't be using it, and then maybe use it on the bed in the winter. Um, I can show you what I ended up doing with my husband's blanket. Because I ran out of yarn, and my husband said, "Well, don't worry about ordering more yarn. Just use whatever you have." So this is gonna be a crazy blanket. So he likes it. That's all that matters. Um, but okay, so we used some woolies, some Lion brand woolies, and I had 2 skeins of that I had found at Walmart on sale for $3. So I used um, 2 skeins of that, and then I was out. And to order it, it was like 8 something on Lion brand, and that's the only place I could find it. So I had some yarn that someone gave me, and so I just started kind of throwing that on there. So this is a whitish cream color, and this is kind of gold, but this is more like a silky yarn, so it's not even made out of the same kind of yarn. People, my husband's crazy. And then some blue yarn that I have, and this is just going to be a really small blanket. It is kind of wide, so as wide as my arm span, which they say, is about how tall you are. So almost as wide as my arm span. Got ends to weave in. And then, so I'm just crocheting along on this thing. But that's what he wanted me to do. He didn't want me to spend more money on some more yarn for this, and I found it was kind of expensive anyway, so I just went with what he said, and this is what we got. So I'm still working on that, and I'm going to finish off this blue ball, and if that's not enough, I think I have another one of these. I'll go get that and start on it. And I thought about doing it like around the edges, but I really didn't want it wider than it already is. I mean, if I'd have known I was going to be doing it like this, I think I would have made it not quite so wide, and then I could have worked on it that way too, like around. But it's what we're calling a foot blanket, so it doesn't have to be enormous. It's just to cover my husband's feet at night when he sleeps. Who knows why his feet get cold. But it might almost be big enough. But I'm going to add the rest of this blue for sure. And from there, we're going to decide on if he wants me to add any more color to it, any more yarn to it to make it bigger. So that's what we got going on with that. Yeah, been doing a lot of taking care of the grandbabies, and my daughter's car broke yesterday, so now we got to figure that out. Trying to get her taxes done to see where she stands with that, so that we can kind of look for her possibly a car. So, yeah, that's where we're at, and video ended up a little bit longer than what I thought it would be. But yeah, so that's how my temperature blanket's coming out, and these are the things I've made. I'm gonna probably go and drop them off at the nursing home and see if they might like that, and they can give it to some of the ladies or something in the nursing home that might be a little cold. Because I know my mom froze, and she always complained she was cold, and she always wanted a blanket, and she always wanted this, to warm up. And I'm very cold-natured, so I feel for the people that are cold because I'm always cold. But anyway, so that's what we need, and that's what I've done. I'm trying to put out more videos. Just been a little crazy and busy lately, so um, I'm working on it, and I'm interested in doing a live maybe one night. If anyone is interested in coming to a live that maybe I might be able to do in the near future, comment below and let me know if you would come, and I'll try and see if I can do it. I might have to do like a little practice run, like, and see if I can get it to go. But yeah, so comment down below if you'd be interested in coming to my lives, and like and subscribe and click that little bell to be notified every time I upload a video. And y'all have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.